Pittsburgh Steelers made a move yesterday that was a splash move in my eyes, and some may have liked it, some may have not. But now we have to live with it. Also, the Pittsburgh Steelers are wrapping up organized team activities, that voluntary portion of the offseason down on the south side of Pittsburgh today. Welcome back to Mike Drop Sports, everybody. I'm Jason. Here we are on a Thursday, June 6th, diving in yet again on another day of Steelers news and analysis. Thank you for joining us. And let's get right into it, guys. The elephant in the room, well, not really an elephant. Everybody's looking at it. We all know it's here. And that is the signing of one Cameron Sutton. Many Steelers fans are maybe a little floored, maybe a little shocked by the news that the Pittsburgh Steelers went out and they acquired Cam Sutton because they think there's a lot of variables at play here. And it may be a PR nightmare. It also may be a nightmare on the field because they may have to deal with a suspension. Let's all remember how this all works in terms of suspensions. You don't have to be charged. You don't have to being convicted of anything in the court of law for the NFL to go out there and suspend you. They will do individual investigations, as I'm sure the Pittsburgh Steelers have used their team guys to do their investigation. So I'm sure a lot of this has been figured out by the NFL, by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm sure there's been some communication. But we all know that the NFL can just go out and drop the hammer on anybody they choose to. And there's nothing anybody can do about that. You can appeal the suspension to the league, but good luck. You might get it reduced a game or two. It just all depends. But again, guys, Cam Sutton was brought in as a veteran guy that the Steelers are ultra comfortable with, that they know how to play him. And I've gotten some comments. I've gotten a lot of backlash about it. I've gotten some comments, though, talking about how Cam Sutton wasn't very good last year statistically. And I have to remind people that Cam Sutton was playing out of position. He's not an outside guy. Yes, he could get out there for a snap or two if need be, but he is not a definitive outside guy that is going to play on the edge constantly every snap. He's not that guy. And the Pittsburgh Steelers know exactly how to use Cam Sutton. They know he is an inside slot type guy, and that is where they are going to get the most production out of one Cameron Sutton. And the Pittsburgh Steelers realize this, they know this, and maybe other teams that don't have intimate knowledge of Cam Sutton, maybe they're not aware and they're just looking at the statistics and they say to themselves, yeah, that guy, not good last year, not good at all after getting paid a bag. But you have to remember you're going to a new scheme also. There's so many things at play, and also what was going on inside of this guy's personal life for everything to boil over to get to where it did here right when the offseason kicked off and Cam Sutton involved in such a serious accusation. But I have to also remind everybody too, guys, when he went to the police station that the charges were basically dropped down to a misdemeanor and not a felony anymore. And he entered, according to my research, from what I'm seeing, is a pretrial diversion program, which will allow him to do a certain amount of time and do certain court-appointed stipulations in order for those charges to either be dropped or taken away. So Cam Sutton will probably not be like a felon or anything like that. So I don't foresee that ever happening. Those charges were either taken away or dropped or whatever the pre-trial diversion, stipulations were. But that's what that is. So you see Cameron Sutton out here and you say to yourself, man, this ain't good. Maybe he did some things, but we got a one-sided story. You've never heard Cameron Sutton's side. And I've heard from many of you, and I respect your opinions, guys, because I'm just reporting it. I'm not siding with anybody in one way or another because I think Cameron Sutton on the football field is really valuable. But on the off the field issue, if those things that were listed in that original affidavit, if those things were true, I have no use for him. Because I don't stand on that. I stand on the grounds of, if you're a man, I don't care what a woman does. You respect her and you walk away. You are a man. You are bigger. You are stronger. You are able to hurt her. Do not do anything to her. You walk away. You don't get involved. It is not a cool thing. It is ridiculous. And I think as a man, you should take on the responsibility of walking away, even if the other party is attempting to do things. Because honestly, what satisfaction do you get out of beating up on a woman? You don't. It's stupid. And I know there are some women out there that'll kick the shit out of you. I know that. There are some badass women out there. But let's just say men are typically bigger and stronger. And there's no satisfaction that you would get in beating up a woman. I just think it's ridiculous. So if those things and what I read in that, if those were true, man, I wouldn't want that guy around my people. But I can guarantee you guys, there's another side to this story. And do I know it? No, and I'm not going to attempt to act like I do. But I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers, the NFL, everybody involved in Cam Sutton being able to be returning to the NFL this year in 2024 after this whole incident speaks a little bit to that there are two sides to this story, because I can guarantee you with the amount of money that they have at play and the things that are all working here inside of the NFL with sponsorships and things of that nature, they are going to definitely do their homework before they allow you to come back. I can just say that with certainty that they definitely did some sort of homework. Now, I don't know what that may be or what, that entailed, but I can guarantee there is two sides of this story. But we'll see how this all unfolds, guys. And I know that it's been a topic on everybody's mind. It was a big topic last night on the live stream, and I appreciate all your comments. Again, guys, I'm no lawyer. I'm no attorney. I don't know the legal system. I just know what I know, and I'll give you Jason's opinion, but that's just all it is for whatever that's worth to you. But I just don't see a world in which the Pittsburgh Steelers would have just did this haphazardly. That's all I'm saying. So we'll move on. We'll see how Cam does. We'll see how this whole system or this whole legal thing works out for Cam. As of now, I don't really see any charges pending or anything going on. So I don't foresee this to even really go much further. But again, guys, you don't have to be charged with anything for the league to suspend you, at least for 3 or 4 games. And the Steelers may be comfortable with that type of suspension. Who knows? I don't know what the Steelers are thinking. But maybe they're saying, hey, man, we could have a veteran guy for that back half of that schedule, guaranteed. And that's going to be a rough one. And you're going to need depth. And you are going to need a guy like Cameron Sutton to come in and be able to play that slot role and come up big in big moments and make some splash plays. And I know a lot of people say that maybe the Steelers lack integrity by getting Cam and signing him and bringing him in and saying, you don't risk your integrity, you don't risk your image. I don't think the Steelers would do that. I think that there's definitely some hard research that was done, and I keep going back to that, but I just want to remind everybody. Also, whenever the Steelers signed Cam Sutton to this 1-year vet minimum deal, you look at who they had released. They had brought in that tight end. I think his name was Tyler Geithings, and he was from the Kansas City Chiefs, I believe, but he is released. He was here so briefly. When they bring in some of these guys, I don't get to know them very well because I know that it's a waste of my time. They're not going to be around. Usually they're pieces like this, pieces that you put on there to fill out this 90-man roster. If they end up being cool. If they're not, whatever, they're just going to move them around whenever they need to have other players signed or released. They're pieces. That's all they are. They're guys that they can use to shuffle around these rosters and fill out these rosters. So I don't take the time to truly get to know them unless I think there's some potential there for them to remain on this football team long term, at least in through training camp. Otherwise, I really try not to dive in too deep because it's just a real waste of my time, guys. So again, the Pittsburgh Steelers, definitely some exciting times, man. I know the signing of Cam Sutton was not a shock to some. I kind of saw this coming a long time ago, especially if the charges were reduced. So, yes, we've seen it. A lot of you seen it. A lot of you guys are really football smart. You know what you're talking about. So you saw this also, and you can continue to see what this plan is for the Pittsburgh Steelers and how they are trying to execute it. But you have to really be excited for a veteran guy to be added back to that defense on a defense that you already thought was going to be special anyway. So let's just wrap it up, guys. I wanted to also talk about, OTAs and practice, and I know the formal mini camps are starting next week, and these OTAs, these organized team activities, these voluntary portions of the offseason are wrapping up. But you look at some of these articles out there about this player, that player, this player being so special at OTAs. ball them up and throw them in the garbage can because things are about to change. Once the Pittsburgh Steelers put actual real equipment on to come out and play real live football, you will start to see a little bit of a change in some of those opinions, is what I'm saying. So we need to be careful about what we're talking about. Practice? Are we talking about practice? Yeah, practice. We're talking about practice every damn day. But it is what it is. But don't take some of these things to heart, guys. Wait till you see some actual live reps. And again, it's still going to be hard to tell how this quarterback position is playing out. You'll still be able to see some things, but it's really hard to really evaluate a quarterback that has no fear of being hit, because when there's no pass rush, you don't, of course you're not going to have happy feet. Of course you're going to be comfortable in the pocket. Of course you're going to be able to deliver more clean throws and be able to step up into the pocket when need be and be able to make the right decisions, because you only have to worry about that one thing. You're not worrying about getting your clock cleaned by a guy like TJ Watt. Of course you're going to be better. You have to see live reps, guys. I know it's a really hard process, and I know it's a really hard thing to evaluate if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers or if you're a fan. It's super hard to evaluate, but we'll see a little bit better picture once the pads get on and once you start hearing them smack around. And you'll, especially guys in the trenches, I feel like that's where you start to really develop those roles and really can really get a clear picture of what you have there along the offense and defensive fronts for your Pittsburgh Steelers. So, let's wrap it up, guys. I've been going on and on. What a great couple shows we've had all week, man. The 3 live shows that we've done have been amazing. You know, almost a couple thousand views, I believe, on all 3. You know, they're at least inching toward that way, so I'm really happy about that. We've had lots of concurrent viewers at one time. Just really, really cool. The likes, I want to get up the likes a little bit more. Some of them we have a good bit, others we don't. But I want to get to that triple-digit like mark for our live shows. So we'll see if we can get there maybe tonight when I'm joined by Sean. Again, guys, we'll probably cut it a little bit short. I have so many things going on. It is absolutely crazy. I don't even know how much I'm going to be. I don't even know how I'll fit it all in. But hey, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because why? I'm here for you guys. You guys mean more to me than a lot of things, man. It goes God, family, and my mic drops mafia family. That's how it goes for me. So, yes, you guys are high on my priority list, and I'm going to bring it every day, and I'm not going to forget you're here. So, all right. Until tonight for Steel City Live, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. Peace.